Are you sitting at your desk, staring at that deadline that's been looming for weeks again? That familiar cycle of postponing tasks, feeling guilty, then beating yourself up about it. But this is not about being lazy. What if I told you that your procrastination might actually be linked to something deeper? Something that happened years ago, maybe even in your childhood. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Motive Wellness. In today's episode, we'll be talking about ADHD in adults and how your past trauma can affect you. Let me show you something interesting. This is your brain on ADHD, and this is your brain dealing with trauma. When these two overlap, they create a perfect storm that can paralyze even the most motivated person. There are ways to be productive even when you have this. But first, we need to understand what we're really dealing with here. Adult ADHD affects millions of people worldwide, but many don't even know they have it. Think about it. Do you often find yourself overwhelmed by simple tasks? Do you start a million projects but struggle to finish any of them? Do you feel like your brain is constantly running a marathon you never signed up for? They're symptoms of a real neurological condition that affects how your brain processes information and manages tasks. Scientists have discovered something remarkable. There's a strong link between ADHD and childhood trauma. And I'm not just talking about major traumatic events. Even seemingly small experiences can leave lasting imprints on our brains. Let me break this down for you. When we experience trauma as children, our brains literally rewire themselves to survive. It's like installing a security system that never turns off. And when you add ADHD to the mix, well, that's when things get complicated. You know those intrusive thoughts that pop up when you're trying to focus? The ones that say you're not good enough, or why even try? That's not just negative thinking. It's your brain's trauma response working overtime. Here's what's happening. Your brain is constantly scanning for threats, thanks to that early trauma. Meanwhile, ADHD makes it harder to filter out distractions and manage emotions. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas and one on the brake, while the radio keeps changing stations by itself. But it gets deeper. There are symptoms that nobody likes to discuss. Anger issues that seem to come out of nowhere. That's your brain in survival mode. Low self-esteem and self-hatred? Those are echoes of past experiences. Avoiding intense emotions. Your brain trying to protect you. Anxiety and panic attacks? Your nervous system stuck in high alert. Those recurring nightmares? Your mind processing unresolved trauma. Depression? Often the weight of carrying all of this at once. So, are you stuck with this? No, but understanding these patterns is the first step to breaking free from them. Research shows that when we understand the root causes of our procrastination, we're already halfway to solving it. So how do we actually fix this? First, we need to break down everything into ridiculously small steps. I'm not talking about write report. I'm talking about open laptop, create new document, write one sentence. Each tiny step becomes manageable, even when your brain feels overwhelmed. You also need to help your body to regulate. Simple movements, like gentle shoulder rolls or deep breaths, can tell your nervous system that you both are safe here. You can keep a small stress ball on your desk, and sometimes just squeezing it while thinking about a task can help you to stay grounded. There's something else. The ADHD brain doesn't respond well to traditional to-do lists. Instead, there's this powerful approach called time blocking, where each piece has its own specific spot. Rather than having a floating list of things to do someday, you assign each task to a specific time slot. And it works because your brain isn't trying to juggle when to do something. It already knows exactly when each task gets its turn. With these tools, you can boost your productivity, even while dealing with ADHD and trauma, and finally making peace with the parts of your brain that have been trying to protect you all along. Now, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights and tools to help you take control of your productivity and mental health. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video.